Welcome back, everyone. This is Mrs. Bloomquist, and we are getting ready to learn about starting a new journal page. That will be lesson 3-4, so our last lesson in chapter 3, and you probably be excited to learn that this is actually a fairly short little lesson. First of all, the two objectives for this lesson: demonstrate when to end and how to start a new journal page, and also identify and correct errors using standard accounting practice. So the very first item, completing a journal page. You want to make sure whenever you get to the end of a general journal page that you do not ever split entries, being debit and credit parts, on two different journal pages. So if there's not enough room to report both the debit and credit entries, you're going to go ahead and go to the next page. So what you can see here on the PowerPoint is that the white line is a break telling us that this equipment rental expense should go to the next page because we wouldn't be able to report anything. We wouldn't be able to report another transaction below it. So a new page is simply started by writing the page number in the space provided in the journal heading. So once you go to page 2, you indicate it's page 2. If it's to page 10, you indicate that you're going to page 11. So it's really that simple. Page number right there. The next part of the lesson here identifies how we would correct errors using standard accounting practices. And there's really two ways that we go about doing it. First of all, if the error occurs and we're ready and we catch the error before the next line in the journal is filled with something, then all we need to do is draw neat lines through the incorrect entry and go ahead and journalize the correct entry on the next blank line. So what you're seeing in the example is that when we posted this advertising expense and cash entries, they were incorrect. We posted them incorrectly to the debit and credit side. So we just drew a line through each of them, and immediately below we posted the correct entry. Quite simple. The option for what we do if the error is something that happens and we've already posted additional journal entries below, then we still go ahead and draw very neat lines through the incorrect entry, but immediately above, and you can see this in the number 2, we go ahead and post the correct entry. So if we've gone down several lines in our journal, we do not post a new entry. We go up and correct the entry that was entered wrong or incorrectly, and we do it in the space immediately above the incorrect entry. So what you're seeing for the number 2 is that our entry should have been 30 instead of 300, so we're correcting that immediately above, and that our entry on line 16 for sales should have been for 4,300 instead of the 430. So that's where we make those correcting entries. So that's pretty quick. First question, when do we know a journal page is complete? We want to think that through and think through when we go to the next page of the journal. If we've discovered that an entire entry is incorrect, and we've discovered it before we write a new entry in our journal, how do we want to fix that? If several correct entries have been made after our incorrect entry, and we want to think through how it is that we correct whatever was incorrect in our journal. And that's it. Now, I would like to recommend that all of you read the financial literacy element that's located on page 77 in lesson 3-4 of your book, where it talks about renter's insurance. You don't need to answer the questions. However, this is a very good little article that you should definitely touch base on. Good information to have. From here, you want to go ahead and complete the form on the website, and then you want to proceed and do the work together and on your own activities.